We're going to call the meeting to order at 7:00 p.m. Can we please read our mission statement? Our mission is to inspire and empower our students to reach their full potential for opportunities and experiences in a safe, diverse, and collaborative environment. Trustee Wall, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Trustee Anderson.
Present.
Trustee Beltowski. Trustee Dyroff.
Present.
Trustee Sterlini.
Present.
Trustee Stevanovic.
Present.
Trustee Wall.
Present.
Trustee Winless present.
We have a quorum, and Trustee Beltowski informed us that she would not be able to attend tonight. All right. First up, the adoption of the agenda. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education accepts the December 17th, 2025 agenda as presented. A board member may request an item be removed from the consent agenda to superintendent's recommendations. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Wall. Support. Supported by Trustee Winless. Any comments, questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Anderson. Trustee Dyroff.
Yes.
Yes.
Trustee Sterlini.
Yes.
Trustee Stevanovic.
Yes.
Trustee Wall.
Yes.
Trustee Winless, yes.
You never want to be me, just saying.
Motion carries, thank you. All right, and up next is public comment on agenda items only. Do we have any comments for public comment for agenda items only at this time? All right, seeing none. I didn't say good evening, everyone. Welcome. Sorry, I didn't start with that. So good evening, welcome, everyone. All right, up next, superintendent reports.
Well, Cardell was sitting right there.
Oh,
He just
took off.
went out over there.
All right.
So when he comes back in, can we
Yes.
go back to that?
Yep, so we're going to go on to one other thing, and then we'll come back to them. All right. Item A, non-certified staff appointments, Exhibit 1 in your packet. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education accepts the following non-certified staff appointments. Michelle Janik, position Independence Paraprofessional, Pardee Elementary, effective December 2nd, 2025. Stephanie Kelly, BA School Care Aide, Madison, December 15th, 2025. Lindsay Smith, Independence Parapro, Pardee Elementary, November, do I have that right? December 2nd, 2025. And then November 24th, 2025, there's 2 dates, so. Okay, so it's December 2nd? Okay, thank you. Brianna Vasquez, Independence Parapro, Polk Elementary, December 15th, 2025. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Wall, supported by Trustee Dyroff. Any questions, comments? Seeing none. Roll call, please.
Trustee Dyroff.
Yes.
Trustee Sterlini.
Yes.
Trustee Stevanovic.
Yes.
Trustee Wall.
Yes.
Trustee Winless, yes. Trustee Anderson.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Let's go back to superintendent's reports.
Very good. We have a special guest here this evening, Cardell Wilson, who has been named All-Region Football. So Cardell, could I have you come up, please? I want to congratulate you. Okay, let's come over here to the podium because I'm going to make you give a speech. So, no, not really. So, congratulations, being selected all regions, quite an honor. So, it's just fantastic that you support D7. I'm sure you worked hard to achieve that. What position did you play?
I played center and guard.
Center and guard? Wonderful. So you were kind of like in the trenches doing the battling. Wonderful. So what grade are you?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior. And who is this person that you brought with you?
My older brother, Kobe.
Come on up. So maybe talk a little bit about football and what it means to you. And don't want to put you on the spot, but I think that would be cool for the board to hear.
The
So you
game
gotta
of
kind of talk into here. Yeah, let's go ahead.
The game of football means a lot to me. I've been playing since I was a little kid. At first, like, it was forced on me and I didn't like it, but as I grew up more, I grew into it. And coming here and being able to, like, like be that person for the city, it means a lot because it's not a lot of that around here. I just appreciate the regards and honor.
Wonderful. Well, I can tell you that I used to coach football way back in the day, right? And so football is one of the most demanding sports that there is. It's a mental, especially if you're playing offensive line, if you're center, right? And you're in the trenches and it's a battle. So I know you've worked hard, according to Mr. Buchanan, your athletic director, and we're just so proud that you achieved all region status. And on behalf of the Board of Education, we have a little swag for you. So I want to thank you, and we'd love to get a picture. So get a picture. We'd love to help you. Good work. Thank you for coming tonight.
My mic. Up next? Okay, sorry about that. Item B, non-certified staff resignations, exhibit number 2 in your packet. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education accepts the following non-certified staff resignations. Catherine Lakatos, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, lead teacher Madison, effective November 26, 2025. Amira Presley, Independence Parapro, Polk Elementary, effective December 1st, 2025. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Winless,
Support.
support by trustee Anderson. Any questions, comments? All right, roll call, please.
Trustee Sterlini?
Yes.
Trustee Stevanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Winless, yes. Trustee Anderson?
Yes.
Trustee Dyroff?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item C, second reading and adoption of proposed revised and reissued board policies, volume 40, number 1, Neola updates, exhibit number 3 in your packet. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education approves the second reading and adoption of proposed new, revised, and reissued Neola board policies as presented. Volume 40, number 1, Neola updates. Policy 2210, curriculum development, approved courses. Policy 2266, non-discrimination on the basis of sex in education programs or activities. Policy 2412, homebound instruction program. Policy 4162, controlled substance and alcohol policy for commercial motor vehicles, CMV, drivers, and other employees who perform safety-sensitive functions. Policy 5120, assignment within district. Policy 5460, graduation requirements. Policy 5517.01, bullying and other aggressive behavior towards students. Policy 7540.02, digital content and accessibility. Policy 8300, continuity, thank you, of an organizational operations plan. Policy 8305, information security. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Wall.
Support.
Support by trustee Stevanovic. Any questions, comments? Seeing and hearing none. Roll call, please.
Trustee Stevanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Winless, yes. Trustee Anderson?
Yes.
Trustee Dyroff?
Yes.
Trustee Sterlini?
Yes, motion carries. Item D, second reading and adoption of proposed revised and reissued board policies, volume 40, number 1, Neola non-discrimination updates, exhibit number 4 in your packet. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education approves the second reading and adoption of proposed new, revised, and reissued Neola board policies as presented. Policy 1422/3122/4122, non-discrimination, equal employment opportunity, and anti-harassment. Note, this is a replacement. Policy 1422.02/3122.02/4122.02, non-discrimination based on genetic information of the employee. Note, this is a delete and rescind. Policy 1662/3362/4362, anti-harassment. Note, this is a delete and rescind. Policy 2260, non-discrimination and access to equal educational opportunity. Policy 2260.01, Section 504/ADA, prohibition against discrimination based on disability, Policy 1623/3123/4123, Section 504/ADA, prohibition against disability, discrimination, and employment. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Dyroff,
Support.
support by, was it trustee Winless?
Yes.
Any questions, comments?
Yeah, I would just like to thank the board, just for the, audience. The policies are huge. These are, some of Neola's largest policies. And I know the board spent many hours going through this, and certainly the policy committee has done that as well. The rescinding is to streamline Neola policies. So, where it's rescinded, the items that were covered in those policies have been moved to the other policies so that they're not as, I mean, they're still as lengthy, but there's not as many to streamline the Neola packet. So, thank you, board.
All right, roll call, please.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Winless, yes. Trustee Anderson?
Yes.
Trustee Dyroff?
Yes.
Trustee Sterlini?
Yes,
Trustee Stefanovic?
Yes.
motion carries. Item E, second reading and adoption of proposed revised and reissued board policies, policies 2000s updates, exhibit number 5 in your packet. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education approves the second reading and adoption of new revised and reissued Neola board policies and review of policy 2261.01 as presented. Policy 2431, interscholastic athletics, 2440, summer school, 2450, community and adult education. This is a delete and rescind. 2530, copying copyrighted materials. 2575, community service requirement. This is a delete and rescind. 2628, state aid incentives. 2700, PA 25 annual report. 2261.0, parent and family member participation in Title I programs. And this is a review. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Dyroff,
Support.
supported by trustee Wall. Any questions, comments? Roll call, please.
Trustee Winless, yes. Trustee Anderson?
Yes.
Trustee Dyroff?
Yes.
Trustee Sterlini?
Yes,
Trustee Stefanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
motion carries. Item F, the Creature Conservancy Field Trip, exhibit number 6 in your packet. I said that packet? Be it so resolved that the Board of Education approves the young 5s and kindergarten students at Bedford to attend the Creature Conservancy on January 22nd, 2026, as presented. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by
Support.
trustee Wall, supported by trustee Winless. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Trustee Anderson?
Yes.
Trustee Dyroff?
Yes.
Trustee Sterlini?
Yes,
Trustee Stefanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Winless, yes.
motion carries. Have fun, kids. All right. Next up, unfinished business. Do we have any unfinished business? No? All right. New business. Anybody? Anybody? No? No? Okay. District Points of Pride, Mr. Kleinhans.
Very good, thank you. So I have a few things here from the district and from the building, but also please note, I just want to make sure that I make a comment. We are checking and double checking, and we'll probably be out on the roads for Friday. They're calling for a lot of rain, standing water, and a refreeze. And that refreeze is supposed to happen in the middle of the night, going into Friday morning, with on top of about an inch of snow. So there's going to be a snow ice issue out there. So we're monitoring it. I'm sure the superintendents will probably do a phone call the night before. And we usually have someone from the weather service on that call. So we'll try to do the best we can to make a good decision about cancellation on Friday. We're hoping to have school because we have all kinds of events scheduled. So we're really hoping to have school, but just as a FYI. So points of pride. The District Professional Development Day, I was very pleased with our PD Day on Friday, December 12th. The focus was on curriculum, PLC, and trauma-informed practices. I was really impressed. The level of engagement and discussion with a focus on teaching and learning and working to meet the needs of our students was excellent. I moved around. I got to all of the presentations. I got to all but one of the PLCs because I couldn't find them. They moved their meeting, but it was just amazing. The level of discussion and the engagement that was going on that day, I was very impressed. So I just want to say thank you to the presenters, to the PLC leads that led those meetings, the trauma-informed practices, the person that Scott brought in did a great job with our paras, and all of the participants. So kudos to our district for what I thought was a really good professional development day. So then I'll go through the buildings. At Madison, they've been given donations of books and toys for the preschoolers, and they're distributing them this week for the holidays. At Bedford, and if I mess up these people's names, I apologize. Mr. Lesnow, first grade teacher, and his spouse, been collecting toys for Bedford students on the weekends at his home. They've adopted 2 families, each of the 2 families from each classroom to help out for Christmas. Ms. Kinosh, counselor, organizes, distributes, and calls all of the families. And then their Spirit Week is in full force. And on Friday is supposed to be a Grinch or Cindy Lou. It says Cindy Lou, but isn't it Cindy Lou Boo Hoo?
Loo-hoo.
Yeah.
Cindy Loo-hoo.
Cindy Lou Hoo. There we go. That's on Friday. So that should be good. And in this Friday report, I do have some pictures and some stuff of all the holiday events. So at Polk's White Christmas donation generated enough funds to support 11 families this holiday. Polk, they're holding their holiday nights tonight. It's hosted by their PTO. There's lots of free crafts, bake sale in the cafeteria. They're holding the Spirit Week this week as well. And when they come back, they'll be getting ready for iReady testing in January. So that's moving along. At Pardee, the PTO and staff in conjunction with community contacts have adopted 6 families, I believe, to help with Christmas. Their Spirit Week theme days were pajama days, candy cane days, Jingle Drive, and they did something, I think that this was new this year, where students donated spare change and money, and then it was donated to a family in need of help for Christmas. So was it new this year? Was that, you know?
They did something similar. I think they just named it something
A
different.
little bit different
Yeah,
last
they
year.
did
So
it in the past.
yep, so really cool for those events. Here at the middle school, the band concert was amazing last night. Students gave it their all. It was fantastic. They're wrapping up their athletic season. They had a game today. Basketball and swimming this week. Both seasons have gone very well. The student council has created a very festive and fun week, and that's in full swing as well. And you can tell when you walk through this building and the other buildings, there's all kinds of decorations up and just fantastic. At the high school, the weekend at the Michigan Thespian Festival was a huge success. Our debut music thespians, Emerson and Kay Lee, were chosen to perform in the student showcase, and all 6 of our events earned excellent or superior scores.
Nice.
So they really did a good job. Superior rating, and I know I'm going to mess up these names, so please beware, please just be patient. Superior rating, contrasting monologues, Natalie Furman. In prop construction, Sheen Bo, I hope I'm saying that correctly, they received superior ratings. Excellent ratings, playwriting, Rihanna Reeves received excellent. Duet musical, Emerson Aggie Brown and Kaylee Townsend. Solo musical, Aaron Simmons. Solo musical, Jeremiah Mackey. And then Natalie and Sheen have earned the opportunity to compete at the national level this summer at the International Thespian Festivals. Great job to the director, Chris Somberger, and her crew on their weekend and how well they did. In athletics, they honored the middle school programs at the varsity game on Thursday. They have great season here. I spoke to that in the middle school, Coach Kelb and Coach Pertula. The future is very bright. This is from Brian. And so also the winter sports are rolling and events are continuing. In the virtual program, students and staff are participating in Winter Wonder Week, Spirit Week dress up for the holidays. They're gearing up for final exams upon the return from winter break, and they're wishing everybody a safe and happy holiday season. In the curriculum area, the district MTSS team has completed its first draft of the district MTSS handbook. The new handbook will be launched district-wide second semester, so that was a heavy lift with staff and everybody involved. They did a really good job on that. I know the work continues because then the focus goes to the buildings. The United Way, this is something new that we've been working on. The United Way Summer Discovery Grant application has been submitted to fund a district summer enrichment program. So we do not know if we will get this grant. But if we do, currently right now, we use title dollars to run a pretty basic summer program, as you guys know, right? And so this is a little bit different. This will, like our summer school program is a breakfast, the courses, and then lunch, and the kids go. This is an all-day program. If we are selected to run this program, and it's all day, it includes not just the core classes, but also enrichment for students. So we're crossing our fingers. If we do get that money, I think it'll be a great opportunity for our students over the summer. So Dr. Finney has been instrumental in working with the grant people, writing the grant, getting it submitted, and we'll cross our fingers and hope. So a lot of great things going on throughout the district. Just very pleased with how everybody's stepping up. I want to wish all the staff and students a safe and restful holiday, and a thank you for everyone, for all those kids that threw in money to help a family. Those people, I know we have some staff members here that brought in presents for families and just all the stuff that goes on to help support our community. So with that being said, I too, and I'm sure I speak on behalf of Scott, want to wish everybody happy holidays and a safe break, and see everybody back here after break. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, good things, good things. All right, other business. Do we have any, I see we got a board update for building and site. If you'd like to speak on that, Chairman Wall.
Yeah, so building and site met on Monday, December 15th, 4:37 PM. Present was trustee Sterlini, trustee Stevanovic, I know. Myself, Superintendent Klein Hands, and community members Pat Greca and Virginia Morgan. Community member Shannon Borkowski was not able to attend. Old business, we talked about, or actually, Mr. Klein has talked about the HVAC with Polk and Pardee. Basically, the cutover, which is basically the additional power line brought in, that's been completed, and the plans are for a test run with the AC unit in the spring on a Saturday, so that way, if there should ever be anything wrong, it would not interrupt school. So that's the plan with that. Party playground, the awnings were installed, but there's plans from Little Tykes to come out in the spring to adjust the canopy and the bench. Madison Playground, awning has been installed, and then the Bedford site, we do have the obstacle course equipment on site with plans for installation when the weather gets nice, and which could potentially even be in the winter if we have a warm winter. And then wood chips will be placed in the springtime afterwards. New business, we were discussing the high school pool, and Mr. Klein is currently waiting on getting some information with regards to the lighting, the pumps, ventilations, to see what the approximation of cost would be for repairs, and the funding for that would also need to be determined from which funds. Mr. Kleinhans did explain the funds that we have from the, oh, I missed something, I'm sorry here. On the former building and site funds, we have approximately $90,000 left, but we will know more once we get the final invoices in from those that are still pending. And then could see what type of potential minor projects could be done with that. Back to the new building and site fund, approximately $1,300,000 would be received yearly for 10 years, but these funds are received through the summer and winter taxes. So we will actually be getting, district heads will be getting the first half of the 1,300,000, yes, would be October 31st of 2026, and the second half would be around April 30th, 2027. So with that being said, there won't, well, there's a lot of big projects. The first year, that's going to be a little bit on a hold because we have to make sure the funds are received. I did include a list of the projects that were discussed on prior meetings, and they were just approximated on the plan of when to be done, but as many of us might have known, have seen in the past, that these things can change each month, possibly. So that's where they're just in there for that. Other business we talked about was that everybody that was there present, the board members and the committee members, did voice that they have an interest in being in the committee in 2026. There was no public comment. The next meeting will be determined by the 2026 Building and Site Committee, and the meeting was adjourned at 6:09 p.m. Any questions?
All right, thank you. Finance Committee update? No update?
No,
for that?
there's no. Thanks.
Did you want to speak on the policy?
Yeah, I can speak to policy. We met this evening. We went over the 3,000s. And at the next meeting, there'll be, went through all of the 3,000s. You can't hear me?
I can, but just in case.
You're faint. You're very faint.
Am I faint?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really? Huh. Okay, better?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we went through the 3,000s, we finished those. We went through Neola's 2023 update. That fell through the cracks. So there will be some policies that'll be brought forward at the second January meeting for the first reading, and then in February for the second reading. I'll do minutes and get all that to you, but that pretty much is it with the committee. I just want to say again, it's been a great committee. It's been great working with you. I feel like we really got through a lot of work this year. So, but no one jumped up and said, "Hey, Mandy, I can't wait to be on this committee again." I would just like to say that. So I'm looking forward to seeing who does join that committee, because I am interested in joining it again. I hope others are as well.
Mrs. raising her hand.
I did not.
No, I'm sorry.
I did
I'll
not.
see if I have
Alyssa.
to. Yeah, like that.
Alyssa, why did I call you
That's
Alyssa?
why I am not.
I said Elise, and I'm looking at Alyssa.
Sorry,
and I
Mandy.
said, Oh,
Sorry.
gosh.
A lot of reading.
Policy is good work.
She called me off guard. Sorry.
All right, that's it for
All
me.
right,
Thank you.
All right. All right, up next is public comments. Any public comments at this time? So if you're coming up for public comment, just a reminder, just state your affiliation, your name and affiliation, and we ask that no names are being used unless you're giving out kudos or something in that form. And if you have any questions, absolutely. If you have any questions that you'd like answered, if you want to leave it in that basket or give it to Susan.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
It's this little thing. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you? Right here? Okay. So my name is, good evening. My name is Dr. Beatriz Lapim Solis, and I am a parent of an OW Best student. I am here because I want to talk about my experience as a DW7 parent. Walking down the hallways on parent conference night, whether at Pardee Elementary or OW Best, I see the diversity that this district offers. It was a stark difference from my elementary and middle school in Los Angeles, California, where 90% of the student body was of Latino background. My daughter has a great experience with her teachers, and I've had a great experience when contacting her teachers, school staff, and the principal. This is why I was deeply disturbed by the fallacious comments directed at our educators during the December 3rd board meeting. To hear teachers labeled as sexist or perverts on a public broadcast, it's not only jarring, it is defamatory. I'm here to say that words matter. And if the speaker and the parent were brave enough to stand before the board in front of the community and digital audience to spew unsubstantiated claims, they should be brave enough to apologize when those claims are false. We must distinguish between subjective emotions and objective evidence. Like I said, these comments are viewed not only within the community, but nationwide through various social media outlets. False comments damage the reputation of our schools and the teachers, lower the morale of the staff, and impact the well-being of the teachers' families. I understand that the school board has certain businesses to conduct and do it in a fair and orderly way. However, it is my understanding that when a grievance like this arises, it is important to speak directly with the teacher and get the other side of the story, because there's usually another side of the story. If there's no progress with the situation, then raising the issue to the counselor, progressing it to the principal, and then ultimately coming over here to the board. Going through the proper channels will prevent individuals from misrepresenting our schools and our teachers. Bypassing this process to publicly slander educators is an abuse of this forum and a waste of the board's time. Let's remember that District 7 is a school of choice, and that is why I brought my daughter here. The beauty of this choice is that if a parent has spent the latter half of a decade unsatisfied with the education and resources provided here, then they are free to seek it elsewhere. It would in fact be the most responsible thing to do if you truly had children that were being so blatantly mistreated for all these years. My last comment is this: there is a difference between advocating for your child and bullying for your child. It is much easier to blame others, and it is harder to look at oneself honestly and criticize what we could do better as parents. Are we spending adequate time working on homework with our children? Are we teaching them how to behave properly and reinforce the curriculum of the teachers? Are we spending more quality time versus screen time? Are we evolving to meet our children's growing cognitive, emotional, and physical needs? As parents, it is our responsibility to meet these needs, not the teacher's responsibilities. There's a book that I believe every parent of elementary and middle school children should read. It's called The Crucial Years by Dr. Cheryl Gonzalez-Ziegler, a clinical pediatric psychologist. In this book, she goes over signs of puberty, how to talk to your children regarding their body and emotional changes. She mentions how research is showing puberty starting at a younger age compared to the 1970s and decreasing 3 months every decade, and how we as parents must change and grow along with our children. No school is perfect, no teacher is perfect, no parent is perfect. All we can do is work hard to do a better job today than we did yesterday. We owe it to our children to model the values and the moral characters that we wish to see in them. And that starts with treating our educators with the respect they deserve. Thank you.
Anyone else for public comment?
Can you remind me of the rules one more time that you stated?
The rules are, if you would like a question answered, put it in the container or give it to Susan. No defamatory comments towards naming anyone.
That's the one I wanted to hear again. I thought I missed it. Okay, good, thanks. My name is Jennifer Blackburn. I'm a teacher here at OW Best. I live in Woodhaven. The teaching profession is very hard these days. It gets harder every single year with higher expectations and less support. Teachers are expected to teach their content to 25 to 30 kids at a time, with all of those kids having different backgrounds, different learning styles, and different abilities. The curriculum has become more rigorous over time, leaving many students in a constant state of struggle. There is no flex time in the curriculum to allow for reteaching and extra interventions. The intervention classes that we used to have at the middle school have been cut. In addition to teaching our content, teachers are also expected to be nurses and counselors, as you know. This job is nothing like it was 29 years ago when I started. It's nothing like it was even 5 years ago. There's been a teacher shortage for years. The schedule I'm teaching this year was not open, or was not filled last year. It was open. It was covered by teachers on prep for the whole year last year because it was unable to be filled. I would think that staff retention would be a priority of this board and this administration. Protecting the dedicated and valuable staff that you have should be of the highest importance. Instead, everyone at this board table allowed 3 of our teachers to be publicly slandered without interruption at the last board meeting. Not one of you said a word. You just listened and you let it happen. I watched from home and I was appalled. How could you let that happen? In the past, the board has always enforced the guidelines for public comment that included no personal naming and no referencing. I'm asking that this board returns to enforcing that guideline, and I guess more than just stating it at the beginning. In addition to enforcing that, you don't let names be used. I would ask that you also enforce no identifying information, such as their pronouns and the grade and subject that they teach. Even though only one teacher's name was used at the last meeting, all of the teachers were referenced by their subject, their grade level, and their gender-specific pronouns. Everyone watching knew exactly who was being targeted in the comments. I would also hope that this board makes an apology to those teachers publicly. I don't know that anybody on the board has contacted them personally, but they should be cleared publicly. We've all heard it a million times. It's a bell you can't unring. You let it fly, everyone heard it, and now those names are stuck to those people, and it's awful. I can't imagine having to come back to school the next day when possibly students in my class heard me called those names. It's terrible. As a result of this situation that happened at the last meeting, it brought to light a few questions that I feel the board should investigate. Is the district making sure that all special education students are being placed in the least restrictive environment? This is part of IDEA, which requires the least restrictive environment for all students with disabilities. Not having a student in the least restrictive environment will block their potential and be harmful to their education. Aside from the violations to IDEA, we can't afford to overservice any of our students when we are cutting services that we need for other students. We no longer have the intervention classes, as I've said. We no longer have an English learner parapro in the district, or at least in our building, that we need. Many of our at-risk students are losing the help that they need. This needs to be followed up by the board, and I have placed a sheet in the box. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Anyone else? For public comment? Anyone else?
I think you can hear me, can't you? Okay.
Yeah, I would hold
Huh?
that.
No, you can't. No.
Hold it up.
Oh, pick it up. Okay. Virginia Morgan from District 7. I wanted just, at the last meeting, the president of the board announced that at the organizational meeting, they would be asking for volunteers to be on various committees. And so I do have a letter here where I will ask, I can read it to you. It says, Dear Board of Education and the Building and Site Committee, I'd like to apply for my current voluntary position on Building and Site. I faithfully served the community both as a board member for almost 30 years and a volunteer. I would like to continue to do so. I think my experience, knowledge, and history of the building and site projects is important to the committee, the board, and the district. They respectfully submitted. And I gave one to the board administrative secretary, and I'd like to give one tonight since I will not be here at the organizational meeting. But more importantly, what I want to talk to you about is that on this particular committee, building and site, although I think all the committees are valuable, especially what's been done with the policy committee, a history of what's going on and the projects that have been started, the ones that we couldn't complete because we didn't have enough money, all those things are important. And I think that's why the chair said to the committee the other night, are all of you interested in staying on the committee? And it was unanimous. Everybody thought we should. And I want to tell you that's the way it was. 20 years ago, when Dr. Beth Sakis was on the committee and different people came on building and site, we always ask, would you like to continue to be a part of this committee? And so I kind of wanted to talk just briefly about, it hurts your feelings a lot that if you've spent a lot of time and effort and been at every meeting and everything, to say, let's post a vacancy. What vacancy? And so I don't think there's a vacancy for volunteers on building and site because I've already expressed an interest and I think someone else has too. So That's what I wanted to say about that. I mean, it's like saying the superintendent should express an interest to continue as superintendent, every year. And then you say, well, I don't know, maybe you better put another application in. And then I wanted to talk to you briefly about the projects. The money that's not going to even be here until October of next year, half of it. And then the other half, 2027. I hope I'm here in 2027 to talk to you. But the part of that I want to say that is that it's like your husband promised you or your spouse promised you a brand new living room set. And so you set aside for that amount of money, and then the stove breaks down. So you have to spend that money on the stove so you can eat. Well, then the next year you say, but you promised me you would give me a new living room set. And then the refrigerator breaks down. So then you have to buy a refrigerator. And I'm just using it as an example because that's what's happened, and that's what's happening on this list here. So over the next 2 or 3 months, Mark's going to be bringing to you some of those things that were not expected, that are really important, mostly to the safety of the children and to the district's well-being, to continue to do these projects that we hadn't thought about or, didn't promise or whatever. And I hope that you'll support the recommendations that come from Mark. So how that works, the building and site oversees all the recommendations from the administration. Then the building and site makes a recommendation to the board and how it's funded. So I hope you'll consider that too, is that there is no money, but the refrigerator and the stove both broke. So thank you. And I'd like to give this to you.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comments? Additional public comments? Anyone? All right. Seeing and hearing none. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. All right. Next up is kudos. Do we have any kudos? Well, floating, you want to go first, Trustee Wall?
Sure. This is to Carrie Hendricks from Nancy Gorham, December 9th, 2025. For being the cruise director of Polk, thank you for working with the Student Council to come up with meaningful activities for the Polk students to participate in. Thank you for coming up with the best ideas for staff bulletin boards and endeavors for the staff.
Thank you.
Mine is to Valerie Christofferson, from the Polk staff. It was dated 12/15/2025. For your welcoming nature that truly enhances our team culture. Thank you for helping create such an inviting atmosphere.
All right, got it? All right. Next up is adjournment. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education adjourns the meeting at 7:43 p.m. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Willis, supported by Trustee Anderson. Roll call, please.
Trustee Dyroff?
Yes.
Trustee Sterlini?
Yes.
Trustee Sturvanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Willis? Yes. Trustee Anderson?
Motion carries. Good night, everybody. Have a great holiday. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy holidays, everybody.